What's up, everybody? Welcome to the third season of the Dolphins Dive Bar, your low budget, most lowest of budgets, Dolphins post game show, review, whatever. Kicking off the season opener, the first game of the 25-26 NFL season. And unfortunately, our Miami Dolphins poo-poo the bed, drop our first, season opener in like 4 or 5 years now to the Colts, who haven't won one in like 11 seasons or so until today. But Miami loses by a final score of 33-8. Let's have a drink and talk about it, right? I was gonna bust out the special stuff because it is year 3, man. It's the Brugal Leyenda. I had to get this brought to me from some people in La República. This is only, I don't know if they have it in New York or whatever, but I think this is only really available in DR. But I'm not even gonna, the good stuff doesn't deserve to be drinking today with that Dolphin performance. So, I'm a little bit on my period. I couldn't find cranberry juice. So I'm gonna drink some apple juice. Because Dolphins piss me off that bad. I don't even want to drink. They'll just make me more angry. So you saw, as the video started, the tweet from Dolphins great legend Larry Zonka. He said, unprepared, uninspired, and unacceptable. And you can add out-coached to that, out-physical, outplayed, out-prompted, out-disciplined. I mean, Miami, for the first game of the season, they just looked terrible in all 3 phases of the game. And, it comes down probably to the way that they practice. In the new NFL, there's so many rules about how many practices you can do, how hard you guys can go. But I don't know, this team just doesn't push it enough, man. Other teams said so during training camp. They're like, this team doesn't practice hard. This team expects that they're just going to go out into the game and then just going to get up to game speed and work it out there. And, I mean, it's showing that doesn't work because you have to hit hard and be hit hard in order to be ready to go out there and give it your all, man. And you got guys dropping like flies a few plays into the game because this is their first, real time somebody's putting hands on them. Like this episode, there's going to be a lot of criticism towards Miami, and rightfully so. I mean, they had 8 months to prepare for this, and this is the product that they put out there. Even Tua said in his post-game, man, Dolphin fans pay a lot of money. You put a lot of emotion, whatever, into it. You wait all this time, and you go out and you see this team put up 8 points. Like, nobody wants to see that in a league that's designed for the offense to put up as many points as humanly possible. But it is just game 1 of 17. You can't lose perspective of that. They looked like crap, but they're not going to get better until they're forced to get better, if that makes any sense. Like, this team, they need the reps. There's so much depth is being tested. And, this team lost so much, especially on the defensive side of the football, man. Like, you don't have Cater Kohu, he's gone to injury. You don't have Javon Holland, he's gone to free agency. You don't have Ramsey. You don't have some of the better players of your team, your defenses of years past. So you got to go with, guys like Storm Duck. But that's what makes it crash out so hard is because, man, just discipline, bro. We're how many years into this thing are we now, dude? That, they still can't get the play out. And they're still burning timeouts on play calls. They're burning timeouts trying to get a 2-point play done. This is supposed to be your best play, your most high percentage goal line play. You can't even get that out in time, bro. And it's you don't get a lot of penalties. You only have 3 penalties, but your penalties that you do get are so detrimental. I mean, Indianapolis didn't punt the entire game. They tried to. They tried to punt 1 time, and they get it off, and what happens? Miami runs into the kicker. You have a defensive holding on 2nd and forever after Indianapolis had X amount of penalties to back them up. You got Chubb jumping off sides, giving them free plays, and then guys wide open down the sidelines. So discipline, rough, game one, chalk it up to that. But let's break it down more into the defense, man. Defensive side of the ball, bro, like that retooled secondary, I mean, they got exposed. I mean, we were worried that they would get exposed just because of the lack of depth, man. Like the second and third string guys that had to be thrust into the starting role. You know, I'm glad to see Minka Fitzpatrick back there. I mean, you know, it was cool to see him back in the uniform. But then, you know, you got Storm Duck. I mean, I don't want to make fun of the guy, call him, you know, roast duck. Pairs well with char siu fried rice. But, you know, he just got burnt so much today. And he took so many bad angles to the ball, missed tackles, misplaying, thinking that he was going to have safety help where he didn't, you know, not getting to the outside when he had to. And then on top of it, he gets hurt. You know, rolls that ankle, and you saw on that replay, like, all that pressure was on that ankle, and it was just twisting in. And yeah, he had to get carted off the sideline. So who knows how long he's going to be out for. And now you're going to have to see his replacement, which I think was Rasul Douglas, who actually came in and made a play. I mean, he almost got an interception when he caught the underneath of the route. But he was just unable to hold on to the football. But that secondary, I mean, they got so burnt today. The middle of the field was wide open. The flats were wide open. The sides, the deep outs were wide open. I mean, they couldn't cover anybody, bro. And I get it. It's their first time playing meaningful football together. So there's going to be a lot of growing pains with that secondary, with that defense. Front seven, they didn't do all that much either. I mean, it's good to have Chubb back after missing all of last season. It's good to have Phillips back. And there's one play where they actually did bring a lot of pressure. They got to the quarterback. Phillips was in the backfield, but Chubb got the hit, made the sack. But then that was all that they did, you know. Daniel Jones was his line was able to protect for him. And I mean, he you know, the guy looked like prime Andrew Luck out there because he was able to run for 2 touchdowns. I mean, if you look at his stats, Danny Jones goes, 22 for 29 with a touchdown. But he also has the 2 running touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor just gashed Miami on the ground. He goes 18 for 71. Also gets 3 catches for 27 yards. Their other running back, Giddens, 12 carries for 41 yards. Pittman wide open all throughout the game. I mean, 6 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. The guy Warren, 7 for 76. I mean, the tight ends on Indianapolis were just eating all day. Linebackers couldn't cover him. Nickel corners couldn't cover him. Anybody in the secondary couldn't cover him. And the O-line just opened up the freaking gaps for the running. It's just ugly, dude. I mean, it was just ugly and unprepared as you can get for first game of the season. And you know, they got New England coming up next, so you're gonna have to clean a lot of that up. But unfortunately, practice isn't gonna be enough. You're really gonna have to get those game reps in. So, you know, we could get another couple of weeks of just some pretty abysmal defense while these guys try to figure it out. They allowed a lot of points. They allowed 33 points in that game. You know, and I get it. A big part of the reason why they allowed all of those points is because the offense, right? The offense static, and the offense gave Indianapolis's offense 3 extra possessions, man, in that game. Like, Miami had 8 months to prepare for this. They had 8 months to put a game plan together. They had 8 months to look at their opponent, or for however many months when the schedule came out, to look at their opponent, watch the film, figure out what good they did, what bad they did, how can they attack them, how can they get this defense. And that was the performance that they had put out, bro. Like, and you didn't even get an opportunity to see what Miami was capable of in that game. Like, we talk about identity. People talk about identity when it comes to a football team. Like, what is Miami's identity? It's not going to be all flash and speed and all that business, right? What's their game plan? We had no idea what their game plan or what their identity for that game was supposed to be, what it could have been, because it was like first possession is an interception. Tua, all his throws are timing routes. They took away his timing. He sails it in a sea of blue. The guy was like, he couldn't even see that shade of blue out there. You'd figure the way he was throwing it right to those defenders. Overthrows Tyreek. Easy interception. They go down and get a touchdown, right? Second possession, strip sack. Indy recovers, go down, get more points, you know. Third possession, they don't get their third possession until the second quarter, bro. First quarter ends. Miami has the ball for 2 minutes and like 28 seconds, man. Indy had over 12 minutes of possession in the first quarter. So Miami had no chance to even establish their identity for the game or really establish what their plan was for the game because they're already playing from behind. Like Alice in Chains, bro. They're down in a hole. And now you're asking a team that's not good at clawing back from adversity like that to come back and do it, and they just couldn't. Colts defense takes away everything that Miami was good at. Achane got a couple of good runs, but for the most part, you know, they were being stuffed back there. Everything that Tua is good at, like, you know, those deep outs, that middle of the field stuff, those timing routes, they took it away from him. Like, he was completely off. I mean, he's throwing in the middle. Colts are all around him. And even when he was doing good plays, like even when he was finding guys that were open or wide open, I mean, he's just the inaccuracy today. Normally he's really good at accuracy. He was very inaccurate. Like guys are having to dive for the football. I think like one play comes to mind, Waddle, wide open in the middle of the field. There was like 4 Colts around him, but they were all like 10 yards off of him. If you hit that man in stride, he's running in a touchdown more than likely. But no, instead, he's got to dive, no one around him, but he's got to dive for the football, makes the catch, and then he can't even get up because somebody comes over and taps him and he's down by contact. So even when Tua could do good and find a guy, he couldn't be accurate enough to actually find him in space and, you know, let him run and get some yak. Tua finishes the game 14 for 23 with a $114 and 1 touchdown, which was a garbage time touchdown that Devon Achane just would not, like, he refused to be tackled. I mean, is once again, like, you know, throwing it behind the line. There was early in the game, Tua throws it, it's like 3rd and 6, he throws it behind the line, and then they go for it on 4th down, and he throws it behind the line again. I mean, if you're the most accurate quarterback in the league, all these 100% passer rating games, it's because, you know, you throw the ball to the line and then make the receivers or the ball carrier do everything else. But going back to that, Achane just completely catching it behind the line on 4th down and just willing himself into the end zone, like hitting a dude at like the 3 and then just like basically just keep turning the legs and carry him into the end zone with you because you don't want to get stopped. And if it wasn't for that, they would have got shut out. Like I said, Tua goes 14 for 23, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, sacked 3 times. One of those sacks, I mean, I don't know what the hell happened. I have to go back and look at it, but I mean, that dude came off the edge completely untouched and just blindsided Tua in the back. And it was like one of those collective, oh crap, pucker up moments because, you know, it's, if anybody watches combat sports, it's not the big heavy punches you see coming that hurt you. It's the one that you don't see, the little short counter that just drops you. And I mean, I was holding my breath. I'm sure a lot of you were holding your breath too. Like, oh man, like that could be it. He's going to be throwing up gang signs. He's going to get up wobbling. That's the season right there. Thankfully, he was able to, survive. But O-line wasn't doing him any help, wasn't giving them any help. And then on top of that, like they got injuries to the line now too, where you got Daniels, who's coming in with like already an ankle injury, winds up having something happen to his pec, leaves the game. He doesn't come back. I mean, the whole right side of the Dolphins line could be playing backups next week, 2 weeks in, and it's like O-line that was already in shambles that nobody had any faith in. Is you have to play your depth as your starters in week 2. That is gonna suck, bro. The other guys in Miami, like, you know, Cheetah and the Penguin, Waddle. I mean, Cheetah has 4 catches for 40, and Waddle has 4 catches for 30. You know, no scoring in between them. Tyreek's visibly upset on the sidelines you have this, like, collectively, like, almost like $100 million out there on the field in three positions on yearly salary, and like they can't do nothing. They can't get the ball rolling. Tua can't find them, can't hit them in stride. They don't create any crafty plays to really get them open and let them use the open field and use their speed to their advantage. McDaniel play calling is always pretty, bland. I don't know. He doesn't seem to like learn or put things together all that well. His game planning and his play call is really not that creative. I get it. You're not going to see everything in week one, but I mean, still, like, how many years into this are we? And it's like a lot of the same stuff. I'm surprised that they didn't throw a million screens behind the line, but don't worry, that's coming. Give it time, right? Achane had 7 catches for 55, Long of 26. Gordon, everybody was like, oh yeah, this is Gordon, the second guy. This is gonna be our short yardage guy, and he got to prove it. Yeah, he got like a 3rd and 1. But yeah, I mean, he had 2 carries for 4 yards. So. Right. The Dolphins only had 12 first downs in an entire game. And they had 43 yards in the first half. They had like 200, maybe 88 yards over the course of the entire game. So they were able to open up a little more in the second half. But bro, you're in a league where all the rules are designed and written for you to completely expose a team's defense, score points. You can't touch the quarterback. You can barely put hands on these receivers. And it's like, bro, you only get 43 yards in the first half. With your 3 turnovers. I mean, how that just... It's going to take a little time. It's going to take a little time to get this thing rolling. So what's up? What's next? Let me drink my freaking apple juice. What's next? Dolphins open up their campaign at the Rock next weekend. Got New England coming to town. New England did lose their game, so, a couple of 0-1 teams going at it, trying to get on the right path. Vrabel, we all know what Vrabel's capable of. I mean, he's kind of the one whose team started our downhill slide when he was the coach of Tennessee, and they put that, a Monday night whooping on us? Not whooping, but that comeback, that 14-point comeback that kind of set us on that path of losing the division and then getting bounced in the first round. But that game will be at the Rock, 1 p.m. So, hey, we'll see, man. I mean, that game stank. It sucked. They stank. Everybody did. Everybody's got to look in the mirror. Like, it starts with QB1. And, he's got to, instead of getting mad at Omar for saying, that his turnovers come in bunches when they seem to do, I mean, truth hurts, right? Like, just get better. So anyway, I'm about to finish my little drink here, so that means I'm going to finish the video. Once again, Dolphins stink up the joint to open up the season, losing to... Oh, wait. Hey, congratulations, Xavier Howard. He comes back after missing 2 years in the league, and what does he do? He recovers that fumble. So, hey, former Dolphins making it happen. I think Jonnu Smith had a touchdown today. Your boy... in this game got the fumble recovery. So, Jalen Ramsey made the play to help get Pittsburgh their win. So, hey, former Dolphins out there balling while actual Dolphins are not. But anyway, we're finished with this drink, so we're finished with the video. Next week, after the Patriots game, we'll be back to lament or celebrate and see if Miami could get it together. But until then, I am your boy Chicky, a.k.a. Tony 2 times, a.k.a. Apple Juice Boy. Hey, when the flag's upside down and the black hat's on, we're dealing with some losses. And hopefully, the way this game looked, we're going to be, this might stay this way for a long time. But anyway, we'll see you after next week's game. Thank you for coming to the Dolphins Dive Bar. Get home safe.